So this is a demonstration of remote binding to remote commissioning. So first we'll start with defining the devices we'll use. So we'll be using food devices. So we'll be using a USB gateway finishing with the address 80 for the base ID. We'll use a room sensor with setpoint finishing with the 8F ID. We'll use an actuator, Spartan Actuator, with the finishing ID 93, and the other actuator with the finishing ID 84. So we'll do the demonstration with those devices. So I'll start by using the USB key, which will connect into the Dolphinview application. Of course, for this demonstration, we assume you're familiar with Dolphinview, the concept of Telegram, and also familiar with different EEPs. So first thing needs to be done is to connect the USB gateway to the application, and it's done. So what we want to do is remote commissioning, so binding room sensor with actuator, so one-to-one and one-to-many. So first we need to enable remote management. Each Spartan of the family of the actuators has a device security code. Don't worry about the warning on the top here. So when you will do a project, we'll end you the security code with the devices. Today I made it simple. I recode the unit with FF code. So first we need to unlock the devices to be able to do the commissioning. I'll query the devices. So I'll broadcast a request for devices with that code. And as you see, they appeared in the node list. I'll bring it to the workspace. So now those devices are open for remote management. Therefore, I'll be able to do the commissioning. I'll go to the remote commissioning tab. Now, let's say for ID 93, I want to bind a sensor to it. So I get the get link table metadata. And within, now you see remote commissioning is enabled. I get all the tables. So it shows me that the actuator can receive command from gateways or from a root sensor with setpoint. So now let's put those IDs in. I prepare a quick shortcut in my notepad for those codes. So the gateway, which is actually my USB key, I'll cut and paste. And the room sensor, which was the 8F. And I'm going to set all link table data. So I'm going to send those information to the actuator. So technically now this actuator is bound to those devices. So I'll go out of remote commissioning. I'll go back to remote management. I'll lock the devices. So if any other application are browsing, it won't be able to catch those actuators. So technically the binding is done now. Let's check if it works. So this actuator was already open. I'm asking for heat, so that's why nothing happened. So I asked for cooling. And as you see, now it's responding. And the other actuator is not. So I bound those two devices together. Here you have all the information that's being transmitted. And that's basically how you do the binding between a room sensor to a device. In the second video, I'll show you how to do one device to many.